Good evening, one and all. Welcome to episode 114 of the Mordor campaign, or, as the elves know it, Haran Paya Kanad. That is Sindarin for 114, apparently. Haran Paya Kanad. My accent is horrible. Anyway, oh man, where did we leave off? Good God, I think we were besieging Rakyaberg, and I actually meant to capture it, which I think we'll have to do really soon, perhaps now. Actually, the elves did in fact attack us just outside of Thranduil's halls, although we were able to retreat, and in fact, the elves were nice enough to allow us to attack them in order to get a draw out. Somehow they didn't enter the city, they didn't retreat, nothing. Captain Draugminayan, he has doomed the entire city and he doesn't realize it. We actually have enough time to receive our reinforcements as well, so we'll move into position here. We'll get set up for a possible oh good God.
I respect you, my enemy.
Look at that, we just managed to run into a hidden fucking army led by Imrathian. Apparently a very well-regarded elvish lord, 5 stars of command, a lot of loyalty, obedience, etc. Regardless, this is still going to be a forced draw out, potentially for episode 115. I don't know what the Sindarin for that is, though, unfortunately. We are currently just sending units all over. I probably spent a good 5 minutes moving and administrating all of our reinforcements. I've got an army building for Adunafel. He's just received some Uruks, so his army is beginning to harden by the minute, and I think we ought to build him this army on the riverbank. But that's not necessarily something we need to see on camera, so I'll leave that be for now. Just know that he will soon shortly have an army ready to march on Goblin Town, and our new lieutenant in the form of Shagthak should, as far as I'm aware, have enough troops to garrison Bjorn's halls properly. As I mentioned, Rakyaberg is besieged. Nothing else going on aside from Thranduil's halls in the north. I believe we can move back down to the south, or rather, the center of our empire, where Corihil the Blind Sorcerer is ready to attack Captain Gmer. That's going to happen next turn, possibly next video. You essentially will never see this battle. Let's just say that right now. Once he's done that, he is going to march up to Moria, potentially, picking up recruits and reinforcements between Caern Amroth and Limelight Fort, as well as Caers Galadden. All 3 of these places can supply him troops as he marches. Indeed. Much like in the west, where Hormarath of Deer is going to receive some reinforcements within the next few turns here. Motherfucker, what in the world? Urgent news, my lord! The One Ring managed to influence and inspire someone to steal the One Ring from the Ring Bearer. Oh God. Apparently Sauron himself has lost the One Ring. What in the fuck is that about?
Get ready for fighting.
I have to say, oh God, I'm sorry. My heart has just sunk into my intestines and it's beginning to stew. If Sauron disappears next turn, after having come all this way, ooh boy, I don't know what I would do. I may just hunt down whoever made the mod. I'm pretty sure it's King Kong or some shit like that, and write him an incredibly harshly worded letter. This is some bullshit, sir. And then, of course, I would show him the video evidence. Good God, speaking of bullshit, we actually have a mission to assassinate King Thranduil, the big guy himself. He's just chilling in his summer palace up in the north. Loney coming on by for some tea and crumpets. No banter, apparently. No time for banter. And here's our recruitment report. I just thought it would be interesting for you guys to take a look at this. Look at all of these shitty units we're training all throughout the land. All the shitty units we're retraining for garrisoning and whatnot. In Amon Gastal, we've just recruited a spy by the name of Gazluk. He looks like he works for fucking Davy Jones. Look at this guy. And the reason I hired this guy was to spy on the old High Elves. That's correct. He's going to have to somehow march through the mountains, but it seems to me there's no way through. Oh, who is this? Captain Narasian. What the fuck? It's just a unit of woodland warriors. Why? I don't know, but it's preventing Gazluk from moving. That's, this I know for sure. We currently have a bunch of reinforcements heading up north. We may, in fact, wait with Adunafel just outside of Goblin Town so he can receive these Alakai. Because as far as I'm aware, we only have 2 units of mountain trolls and very little heavily armored infantry. But we do have quite a bit here. So we could potentially wait for them. Now, I think we will use a large chunk of the episode to... Actually, you know what? No. There's absolutely no reason that we should manually fight this battle. There's only 3 units. Let's auto-resolve it. Well, oh shit. Hold on. I imagine if I auto-resolve it, my Alakai are going to die. Well, there's only one way to find out. We're going to quick save this. We're going to attack and auto-resolve. Here we go. Oh, men lost 310. None of which were my Alakai. Look at that. We did, however, lose a couple Morning Guard. A lot of Morning Guard, actually. And a lot of Orc Band. Archers, Orc Archers. That's essentially it. Okay, that is acceptable losses. More spearmen than I would have liked to lose. More archers than I would have liked to lose. Although I should have known, the order in which your troops are placed in your army actually determine who fights what. So I should really be putting the Orc Raiders in the lineup first. Potentially even the Uruks, but I don't know. As long as I don't put the Alakai or Trolls in the army right away. Okay, we're going to sack the place. Holy shit, there we go. We'll give the catapults to our lieutenant in Lugdush. And then this is the army of Dawn Death now. I feel as if it's pretty small. Of course, we did destroy a bunch of dwarves on the way, so that's perfectly acceptable. Good God. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been stumbling over my words for the past couple of days. It's a rough one. I tell you what. Unfortunately, there's not much in the place that we can demolish. So we will instead... Well, I suppose we can probably demolish the Thieves Guild. Are you done? Jesus Christ, that is such a loud noise. And then we can build this Shrine of Melkor. Wonderful. That will allow us to begin converting the place. Dawn Death is just going to sit pretty for a little while. And keep an eye on the dwarves. I think the next move is to move laterally over to Framsburg. We still have a huge amount of catapults. We can easily bust open that place like a fucking walnut. We just have to keep an eye on Thranduil, I suppose. And we can do it with our spy, who, well, this is actually not a bad position, right on the bridge here. And I think we actually have another spy up north. Let's move him slightly south. Okay, we can see what's going on here, yes. Eventually we will have to move on Dane's Halls. I'm pretty sure Loney is heading towards Dane's Halls. Let's, do we want this guy right outside Rakiburg? I think we can move him just over the mountain range, actually. He can look at Dane's Halls, Dane's, reading room. all of Dane's fucking rooms and his corridors and things like this. He can do all of it. He is a multi-talented man. And then we will get Dondeth himself to build a tower, probably right here. Ta-da! Return to Rakiburg. We'll have to build another right outside Framsburg. And that should give us pretty good line of sight. We actually have really good coverage over the majority of our kingdom, save for Mordor itself. But who needs to watch Mordor? We have one big-ass eye to do that for us. I still want to fight that off camera, but there's not much else to do aside from attack the elves in Thranduil's halls, and I really don't want to do that this episode. I feel as if that could be an episode all its own. But we're only 10 minutes in. What to do? What to do? Do we... we could potentially fight Captain Gmer. It's not necessary, but I desperately need to pad the time of the episode out. I hope you can forgive me if we do something boring, such as attack Captain Gmer. Yeah, I'm really struggling. There's nothing to do. For some reason, I was expecting that we would attack the fortress of Rakiburg, but there really was no need. So now I'm all out of ideas. Aside from, of course, attacking Captain Gmer with our basically untested, unproven Autoresolving the Blind Sorcerer. So let's do that. Fuck it, why not? He's only got 900 troops, and it's like all militiamen and peasants. It's going to be an absolute disaster, an absolute slaughter, if you will. And it's probably going to be pretty dull, but I'm hoping we can kind of jazz it up a bit. Maybe speak some more Sindarin. Anyway, you guys, I'll see you on the battlefield. In other news, I've just thought of and decided on the title for this video. It's going to be a meta title. I think we'll call this video, "This One is Filler." That should be good. That's, you know what, I gotta admit, I do enjoy doing meta jokes in the titles. I like doing puns in the titles. Every now and again, I just get lazy and do some shit like, oh, Caught by Surprise, I think is going to be my Rohan episode. I don't really know what I'm doing right now. I'm just clicking shit. Here we go. Here's an army setup for you guys. Good God, we almost don't need any strategy in order to attack these dudes. It's pretty horrible. But we'll move the entire army over here. We'll get the trolls fucking rocking and rolling. And I assume that we have the missile advantage because I can't recall. They actually do. They have a single unit of archers, which we're gonna charge down with a Autoresolving fucking immediately. Let's just let's get going. You know what? It's been a while since we've had such an open battlefield as this. Usually it's been pretty forested as we take on the old elves. The few battles we've had with the dwarves recently have had a wood element to it as well. Man, look at these dust clouds though. This is pretty spectacular, wouldn't you say? It's especially cinematic. Okay, the archers are moving up. Can we honestly just charge right into these peasant archers? We can. Let's do it. Come on, Autoresolving. Show me what you got. Man, I gotta say. Oh no, it's actually turned around. I was about to criticize Autoresolving. I was gonna say if the "show me what you got" alien came around, he would be really disappointed in what we brought, unfortunately. But we managed to make it out of there with, like, not a single casualty somehow. We're going to charge these axemen with our trolls. Oh man, this is going to be a good fucking... a good massacre. We're going to charge all of these light infantry units with our trolls and our fucking cavalry. Here we go, Autoresolving slaying these sword militia. Good God, they don't know what hit them. And then... oh man, the cherry on top is the Oleg High charging in, as if these guys weren't shitting themselves already. Well, I think the trolls are basically going to win this one all themselves. Look, oh my good God, it's just it's a massacre. We are actually receiving Hold on. Hold the fucking phone. These Olaghai got so into it that they charged straight through these sword militia into the peasant archers. But that seems to be actually what I told them to do. So that's less exciting, to be honest. Somehow, we've actually lost a cave troll already. Or a mountain troll, I should say. What the fuck is that about? They're so soft that these axemen took them down immediately. Man, that's disappointing. That's why Olaghai are the best. You know, they're like the best. The best monstrous infantry you can get on the market. And there we have it. We've just broken these peasant axemen. These bowmen are trying to flee, but of course it's going to be all for naught as a Autoresolving comes in with the fucking massive headlock 1-2 punch combo, uppercut into a trash can. I mean, like one of those really flimsy aluminum. Oh, good God, Autoresolving actually. Seems to me he was the one to receive the uppercut. He lost a lot of troops there, probably from friendly fire, to be honest. Okay, these Olaghai are still trying to kick the shit out of those swordsmen, but they're still kicking for some odd reason. Okay, Autoresolving just needs to basically run down all these dudes. And these guys are trying to take on the sword militia somehow. They have not yet routed. Okay, I suppose we just have to swarm these guys with all of our troops. Get the orc band in there. We're still doing fine on the old troll count. Last time we did a head count, we actually somehow gained a troll, but then of course we immediately understood that it's because our officers, they don't know how to count. That's what it is. Okay, so we've just won. These bandits are fleeing, and still, this episode is quite short. I may just have to end it, honestly. I don't know. I really did not want to have to fight the old battle for Thranduil's Halls right away. But we've certainly set ourselves up for an excellent episode 115, wherein we essentially destroy the elves as a whole. Alternatively, we could go... Oh my good God, look at my trolls! I've never noticed this before, but they do the old celebration dance. Look at that, they were praying to Melkor, thrusting their clubs into the sky. Oh boy. I was gonna say we could go after Thranduil in the fort. Just for fun, but that seems like a massive waste of time and energy to me, so... I think we'll just take out Thranduil's Halls next episode. How does that sound? I think it sounds good. Anyway, I'll see you on the campaign map where we can putter around for a little bit more. I think there's a few other things I wanted to talk about, and then we can end the episode, of course. I'll see you then. Okay, Autoresolving is ready to march up to Moria. There are no troops in Woldburg ready for him. We could take, I suppose, some raiders and some orc band, but I think this is going to piss off the people of Woldburg. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, Autoresolving could use some catapults to take on the mines of Moria. Well, actually, you know what? I don't know. I think Moria probably has a custom settlement in the form of some big-ass mountain, but I'm thinking once we breach the mountain range and flank around the rear of, well, it's Isengard, unfortunately. Here are the Free Peoples, though. My point is, Autoresolving is going to need catapults eventually. So we could swing a couple of artillery pieces for him. He has 2 units of archers, and it seems to me no halberds? He doesn't have any halberds to speak of. Okay. How about maulers? Did he have maulers? Okay, so he doesn't actually have any halberds or maulers at all. So we'll get him 2 units of maulers, and then a catapult, and possibly some Morning Guard. Yep, he's going to need some of them. There we go. Alright, so we've got some troops now for Autoresolving as he moves. In Karis Galadin, we can continue to retrain and recruit as we see fit. And I'm pretty sure That's all we can do. Austin Gill, of course, can recruit a few more units. We'll retrain these guys. I want some more garbage tier units to garrison all of our cities. Arundelan right now, of course, being held by a single weak unit of Uruk archers, which is horrible. That is not a proper garrison in any way, shape, or form. What's this guy's name? Yagor, still heading towards Amendefuin. And essentially, that is it for this episode. Oh, I did want to point out, actually, Captain Muznag. I'm fairly certain this is, if not the first, one of the first rebel orcish armies we've seen on the campaign map. Very bizarre. Zagthak was a spy I recruited a while back to go where? Perhaps north? I have no idea why I got this guy.
Hurry up.
I can't recall. I really don't know. All right, you guys, I'm sorry that we didn't do anything this episode. I just kind of had to fill it out. The title, of course, this one is filler. Apt title. I hope you guys enjoyed it regardless. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment. You know the drill. And as always, my name is Incoherence, and I will see you guys later.